Hello students, in last class we have completed the anther. Today we are going to start the structure of microsporangium. In each anther 4 microsporangium is present, that's why it is called tetrasporangiate condition. Let us see the structure of a typical microsporangium. A typical microsporangium appears circular in structure and is surrounded by 4 walls. The outermost wall is called epidermis. Next to epidermis is endothecium. Next to endothecium is middle layer, and next to middle layer is tapetum. So microsporangium is surrounded by 4 walls: epidermis, endothecium, middle layer, and innermost layer is tapetum. Now let us discuss the function of each layer. Epidermis is the outermost single layer of cell which is protective in nature. And second layer of microsporangium is endothecium. It is fibrous layer. Endothecium is the fibrous layer. The important function of endothecium is it help in the dehiscence of anther. It help in the dehiscence of anther and also help in the protection. The main function of the endothecium is dehiscence of anther and also help in protection. Next layer is middle layer. Middle layer composed of 1 to 3 layer of cells. In your NCERT book, the function of outer 3 wall layer perform the function of protection and help in the dehiscence of anther. If any question you have to found any one layer given which is the function of the dehiscence of anther, then the correct answer is the endothecium. Innermost layer is tapetum. The function, it provides nourishment to the developing embryo. The cells of tapetum possess more than one nucleus, and this condition is called polyploidy. And polyploidy is present in the tapetum. If any cells that contain more than one nucleus, then this condition is called polyploid. The very important function of the tapetum, which one question given, that is the which of the following layer provide nourishment to the developing embryo, developing pollen grain. The correct answer is tapetum. Tapetum provides nourishment to the pollen grain, and the cells of tapetum possess more than one nucleus. This condition is called polyploidy. So polyploidy present in the tapetum. Next heading is microsporogenesis. I always say that genesis means formation. Formation of microspore is called microsporogenesis. Like that, the formation of sperm is called spermatogenesis. Formation of ova is called oogenesis. Formation of gamete is called gametogenesis. Here, the heading is microsporogenesis. The process of formation of microspore from pollen mother cell through or by meiosis is called microsporogenesis. So what is the microsporogenesis? The process of formation of microspore from pollen mother cell by meiosis is called microsporogenesis. In microsporangium, in the center, the sporogenous tissue is present. The sporogenous tissue is present. Each cell of sporogenous tissue in microsporangium act as potential pollen mother cell or microspore mother cell. This is the PMC. All the mother cells are diploid in condition. What is the diploid condition? In a cell, if there are two set of chromosomes present, then it is called a diploid condition. If in a cell, if there is a single set of chromosomes present, then this condition is called haploid condition. Haploid condition is represented by small n and diploid condition is represented by 2n. This is the PMC, pollen mother cell. Pollen mother cell undergoes meiosis division and form cluster of 4 microspore tetrad. One question in your NCERT book given, what would be the ploidy of the cells of tetrad? In your book question asked, what would be the ploidy of the microspore? The ploidy of microspore, each cell of microspore is haploid because the microspore is formed by meiosis division. After meiosis division, the number of chromosome is reduced to half. PMC undergoes meiosis division to form the microspore tetrad, cluster of microspore tetrad. After that, the microspore tetrad mature and dehydrate, and each microspore tetrad dissociate to each other and to form pollen grain. The ploidy of pollen grain also be haploid. The ploidy of PMC, pollen mother cell or microspore mother cell is diploid 2n, and the ploidy of microspore tetrad is n, and the ploidy of pollen grain is also n. Next heading is pollen grain. Pollen grain represent the male gametophytes. Pollen grain are generally spherical in structure. Pollen grain possess two layered walls. The outer layer is called exine and the inner layer is called intine. Exine is made up of sporopollenin, but intine is made up of cellulose and pectin. Intine is made up of cellulose and pectin. Sporopollenin is one of the most resistant organic material. Sporopollenin can withstand high temperature and strong acid and alkali. There is no enzyme that degrades sporopollenin is so far known. Pollen grains are well preserved as fossils. This is the structure of pollen grain. The outer layer is called exine and the inner layer is called intine. In exine, there are some part where the sporopollenin is absent. This prominent aperture is called germ pore. This prominent aperture is called germ pore. When the pollen grain is mature, it consists of two cells. The bigger cell is called vegetative cell and the smaller cell is called generative cell. In angiospermic plants, in 60% plant, the pollen grain shed at these two celled stage. The first cell is vegetative cell and second is generative cell. In 40% plant, in 40% cases of the plant, the generative cell divides by mitotic division and to form two male gamete and two male gamete, one vegetative cell. This is called three-celled stage. The pollen grain shed at this three-celled stage. So in angiospermic plants, the pollen grain 60% plant pollen grain shed at 2-celled stage, 1 vegetative cell, 1 generative cell. In 40% plant, the pollen grain shed at 3-celled stage, 1 vegetative cell and 2 male gamete.